Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It's Pixelbonners here, and welcome back to the greatest turning to when we left off.
We learned about the list of names from Sherlock.
Yeah, he got a telegram to figure all that out from the past. We found out about why he essentially faked Asogi's death in the steamship. We got all kinds of drama going on here, but now it's time to begin the real drama that is the courtroom.
And we are now Iris's siblings, confirmed.
Yes. Oh boy, not even an introduction inside the fucking, not the lounge, whatever it's supposed to be. We're just straight into it. Okay.
Like a little office thing outside of the courtroom.
Before we begin today, I have a brief announcement. As with the closed trial 10 years ago, some astonishing facts have come to light in these proceedings. The revelation that the well-known Reaper is actually an organization illegally executing his own brand of justice is the discovery that a respected yard inspector was at its heart until he himself perished in an assassination plot. Well, I say to all members of the judiciary here present on this occasion that we will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings.
The whole truth, huh?
Counsels, you'll undertake this trial in the resolve to pursue the truth to the bitter end.
He said resolve.
Resolve, yes. It's my intention. That's the name of the game. Yes.
You. Hi.
My lord, if I may inquire.
I love how I used to be like, oh, Van Zieks, and I'm just like, hi!
The defendant may speak.
Damn right he can.
On what grounds is Kazuma Asogi permitted to continue on his role as prosecutor? Has he admitted to colluding? He has committed to alluding with the victim in a plot to assassinate an innocent man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He shouldn't be enjoying the privilege of freedom, let alone be leading the prosecution. I submitted a written petition to Lord Strongheart, requesting that judgment of my transgressions be delayed by 1 day.
What?
You did what?
That shouldn't be legal.
In today's proceedings, I intend to expose everything.
Oh, will you?
My whole life for the last 10 years has all been leading up to this 1 day. Kazuma!
Bro.
Whatever the outcome of this trial, I give my word that I will accept whatever punishment is deemed appropriate, however severe.
Dang.
And I suggest you prepare yourself for the same, Reaper.
Leave him alone! God.
Kazuma's bristling with hostility today.
Like an angry dog.
You get the distinct impression we're heading into very dangerous territory.
Is that really even Kazuma-sama standing before us?
As an extreme exception of normal practices, I have granted this prosecutor's request. The defense finds this acceptable, I presume. Honestly, no, but fuck it. Yes, my lord.
Honestly, no.
In that case, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again.
Can you imagine if Ryu actually said that?
We resume the closing hearing of Barrick Van Zieks. The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready.
Calm down.
Very well then. This preamble has taken long enough. Prosecutor Asogi, begin. As you wish, my lord. The prosecution calls the first witness to the stand.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
Judge Jigoku to the courtroom.
You'll never say that right, will you?
Nope. I'll say it differently every single time, actually. At last, then, we reached the final battle. He's putting literally everything on the line now in order to get to the truth. Ow.
Oof.
Come on, Rinosuke. It's time for that steel really resolve, because this is going to test it to the limit.
Steel resolve.
Listen.
Slapped yourself too hard there, Ryu.
Steel resolve out my tongue. Ow. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. This is you, so.
All right.
So it was you who issued this, was it?
Your subpoena, I did what was necessary.
Well, look what the young man has become. Didn't think I'd see the day when you'd take that tone with me, I must say.
The witness will ensure his responses are pertinent to the questions asked.
Never thought I'd be voicing a judge at a witness stand.
I know, right? Oh, it's probably guilty as fuck, dog.
My name is Seishiro Jigoku, a Supreme Court judge from the Empire of Japan.
16 years ago, this man came to London as a visiting student. 6 years later, he returned to Japan. As well as presiding over the Supreme Court, he is also currently Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am of course fully aware of Mr. Jigoku and his preeminent roles. I invited him personally to the influential International Forensic Science Symposium as representative of his country. A lot of big words there were too big for me.
Yeah, that's strong heart.
I hear he has also played a key role in the conclusion of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
It was a great honor to be involved in the negotiations. I put my all into that treaty.
Judge Jigoku, I must ask, why did you make that treaty?
Yeah.
And give everyone extraterritorial rights? I must ask.
Well, I never. Fancy the young murdering student turning up here of all places.
Could you not say that right now? You acquitted me yourself. And now, I'm a practicing defense lawyer.
Yes, and full of self-importance like your friend across the courtroom, I see.
You came here to London by invitation to the International Forensic Science Symposium. But then, without informing anyone of your plans, you took flight to France.
Took flight? I'd have to object to that turn of phrase.
Then explain yourself. What exactly were the circumstances?
Well, I was somewhat expecting this. And I'm sorry to say, I decline to comment.
Oh boy, you about to plead the fifth on 17 different comments up here?
Oh, God.
What?
Leaving the country prematurely when I was an invited guest may be questionable etiquette. But my decision is unrelated to this case. Can't be bound to testify.
Unrelated, you say? Fine by me. Moving along.
I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed, for which I offer my condolences.
When it was like, you appreciate that a police inspector was killed? That's a weird way to say that, but hey.
However, being an alien, I'd obviously like to return to Saturn. I've never met the man, nor do I know the first thing about him. As such, I'm in no position to testify. It's as simple as that.
So you would run from all this?
I did.
I beg your pardon?
Go off, Queen. This case is more far-reaching than the murder of Inspector Gregson. It has ties to another murder, a case that was tried in Japan almost a year ago now.
A year ago in Japan? The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson, you mean? That's right. And you, Judge Jigoku, are at the heart of both cases. The defense has evidence to prove it.
Oh, fuck.
Well, Ryunosuke, I see from the look in your eyes that you're resolved to carry this through to the very end, too.
He said it again.
Huh? Let's see your evidence, then. What proof do you have that Seishiro Jigoku is involved in this
You
case?
said it right.
I did the thing. Telegram from Japan. This is a telegram detailing a communication sent between Britain and Japan approximately 1 year ago. The communication contained 4 names: K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson.
Oh.
You little...
Yes?
Where did you get that?
In Tokyo. From your office, Judge Jigoku.
What? How on earth did you...
What's this all about? Why is my name on that list? This list of 4 names follows a certain pattern. T. Gregson and J. Wilson are the names of victims. K. Asogi and A. Shin are the names of assassins. No.
Someone just gets shot in the courtroom.
A year ago in Tokyo, Dr. John H. Wilson's life was taken in a Western-style restaurant in the capital. The culprit was found to be a visiting student who went by the name of Giselle Brett. But her real name was Asa Shin, a professional killer sent on a mission to kill from Great Britain.
A. Shin and her victim J. Wilson.
And the murder that just took place here in London was the counterpart of that crime. An assassin sent from Japan, also a visiting student, Kazuma Asogi, whose victim was the British police inspector Tobias Gregson.
K. Asogi and T. Gregson. One assassin from each country to kill a target residing in the other.
Wow! What exactly is the defense suggesting? These two cases of murder, one took place in Britain and one in Japan, were masterminded by a pair of individuals from each country as a form of assassin exchange. And the telegram the defense has acquired is proof of this international contract to kill. What? What?
Oh boy.
The telegram was found in your office, Judge Jigoku. In other words, the mastermind in Japan was you.
That look.
Judge Jigoku, what's this all about? And you, Kazuma, you lied. During yesterday's proceedings, you acknowledged that you'd accepted the assassination mission. But the mark wasn't Judge Jigoku at all. It was T. Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard, as shown by the name on the killing contract. Very impressive, Ryunosuke. That's not a no at all there.
No.
But actually, I didn't lie. Huh? The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday.
He's smirking!
He just kind of admitted that he was sent there for an assassination, though.
Yeah.
Can we just put that one on the record in the courtroom?
Well, I mean, he already said that
he says, and I quote, "The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday."
No, but before he said that he was there to assassinate someone, but now he's saying, but I didn't say who. You said that.
The idea that Jigoku was the mark came entirely from you. You deliberately avoided saying a name? The defense claims these four names indicate some sort of international assassin exchange. I'm sure I speak for all present when I say that the very idea seems utterly absurd.
Of course you say that.
Because I'm not the other mastermind.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Jigoku, what do you have to say for yourself? We've only talked about this in private many times to see how we should get around this. His silence only goes to prove his guilt.
There's another very important point that this new development brings to light. There's now a distinct possibility that the scene of Inspector Gregson's actual murder was in the witness's cabin aboard the SS Grouse.
Judge Jigoku, you have to testify now. To refuse would be to put you in contempt of court.
Damn.
There's no need for quite such a vicious stare, young man.
Why you gotta laugh at
Speak
me like
for
that?
yourself.
Very well then.
Wow, that's a judge line right there.
Yeah.
As a parting gift to you all, I'll tell you everything I know.
It better not be everything. Seems this Japanese gentleman has information that the court must hear. Hopefully not what I know about the alleged assassin exchange and the events of the night of the 31st of October. Present your formal testimony now.
As you wish, my lord. I totally won't lie.
You gonna obfuscate the truth?
It's true that Kazuma Asogi was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now.
Okay.
The target was Inspector T. Gregson. That was a condition of the British study tour.
But it was actually Tony Gregson. Totally different case at hand
Jesus.
here. So it's not relevant at all.
Gregson was a mistake. However, in the end something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on duty outside my cabin at all times. If there had been a shot fired, the crewmen would have heard it. So clearly I can't be involved.
Well, I already know what it is, so...
Yeah.
Well, no, because... to admit it then, this communication suggests there really was an assassin exchange agreement between Britain and Japan.
A political endeavor at the highest levels? Not something I can discuss here.
To use such a worthy practice as foreign study to coerce somebody to commit murder. is the most appalling thing I've ever heard.
Appalling? Well, it's easy to judge.
Pardon?
Sogi had a reason for taking his sword to that British inspector, you know.
What?
Which is why he accepted the mission in the first place. Isn't that right, Counsel?
Were you? Oh, you were probably right. In some form.
Yeah.
Kazuma-sama?
I mean, of course, with him being, at least beforehand, a naturally good person, there had to be a reason
Yeah.
to convince him to join the dark
Because the
side.
Isogi that we all knew and loved when we first met him, he was not like this.
Jigoku's Emperor Palpatine, join the dark side.
Do it! Kill him!
Kill Tobias Gregson. Judge Jigoku, if you're the mastermind behind this Operation Japan, then tell the court the identity of your counterpart in Britain.
Crowner.
Yeah,
I'm not obliged to divulge that information.
As I said yesterday, I've killed nobody. I freely admit that I accepted the mission, but on the night the plan was to be executed, I backed out.
Explain the slash and the piece of your katana stuck in
I-
Gregson's trunk then.
I attempted. In short, the assassin exchange that the defense has identified as unrelated to the events of this case.
The crucial point is this.
I killed him already.
A police inspector can't have perished aboard that steamship in Dunkirk. Because if he'd been shot in the cabin, it's inconceivable that a member of the crew wouldn't have heard it.
That's why he plugged up the
That's what I was going to
the
say.
thing. Yeah.
I kind of backed out for a second. I was like, well, someone could have possibly heard it outside the door, but I don't know how noise-proof those
The
cabins are.
door is like iron, remember?
That's true. So that would probably be the only way to hear the sound.
Yeah.
That's why it's blocked up. And I believe we have that in our evidence repertoire.
We do not.
Shit, never mind.
We're gonna have to have Sherlock pop in and say, hey, or something.
It could be this. Following departure from Portland, all crew members are required to assemble the main deck. Actually, this could be it. They all went to the main deck, and he did it during the drill. That's what it was. Because at that point, all the members would be away from his room, and they'd be up top where they couldn't hear anything. Because the hole was plugged. We don't have the evidence for that. But no one would have heard it from the top with that hole plugged.
Yeah.
So he would have had a whole 20 minutes to fix this crime scene. So that's probably what it's going to be.
Because the bullet wasn't in the wall anymore or anything.
That's right. Gregson was killed after returning to London in the room on Fresno Street.
Nope. Incorrect.
And the perpetrator of the crime was the Reaper, Beric Van Zieks.
Leave him alone. He's just trying to live his life.
The prosecution's accusation remains unchanged. What? To think that a seemingly innocent foreign exchange program was a facade for such
Machiavellian.
Machiavellian dealings.
There you go.
Clearly, it's a plot only a government minister and high-ranking judge such as the witness could hope to execute.
Well, I seem to recall that it was someone on the British side who controlled everything.
Be that as it may, fucker, it is not the place of this court to pursue this villainous assassin exchange plot. We are cornered only with the tangible evidence
Concerned.
Concerned.
It's like, oh, you're
with
cornered.
Only with the tangible evidence pertaining to the murder of Inspector Gregson. Is the defense clear on that point, counsel? Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you,
Little
bitch.
Yes, my lord. I'll keep that in mind as I cross-examine the witness.
Both Ryu and Susan are just like double middle fingers. Oh, I would love to see that drawn. Just both of them just flipping off Strongheart.
And then before I go to the last one and present that, I'm gonna press this one because I have some important stuff said to it. Because that just literally he's like, yes, Cosmo's an assassin that we said.
Yeah.
A year ago, when Cosmo was still in Japan, then.
That's me, right?
Yes.
Correct. It was at the examination center for applicants for the study tour that I approached him.
I almost said extermination center.
I'll never forget it. I remember exactly what you said. You just came out and asked me forthright if I consider traveling to Britain on an assassination mission.
Oh, surely not.
I thought it was a joke at first, of course, but then it was made clear to me that if I didn't accept, I wouldn't be considered for the study tour. So you agreed to it just for that? I mean, I know how much you wanted to study in England, but By God, man, assassination.
The Empire of Japan had accepted a proposal from the British Empire at the time. An agreement to send a student from each country to the others to deepen cultural understanding and friendship. By killing. But behind the scenes, the chosen students were to be given assassination missions. I had no choice but to accept the proposal that originated from my British counterpart.
Why? Why did you expose the plot there and then? He just looks up at...
Because I wanted him dead. Britain acknowledges no parts of these alleged misbegotten dealings.
Of course you don't.
I advise you not to make spurious allegations, Foreign Minister Jigoku.
As a witness, I'm bound to tell the truth, my lord.
That pause.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked the Sogi and explained the details of the plan to him.
I love the passive aggression between these two.
Okay, so now that we have all this, there have been a shot fired, criminal credit, so clearly I can't be involved. Well, I doubt that's true because there could have been done an evacuation drill itinerary. Pataka-papa. Gotcha, bitch.
Nailed it.
Yes, as the court has heard, there was a crewman posted outside Judge Jigoku's cabin. However, we can be sure that, contrary to the witness's claim, the guard wasn't there at all times. What? I have here a notice of a particular event that was scheduled to take place aboard the steamship on the 31st.
Where did you get that?
I think you know how I got it.
I found it in the trash.
It's evidence gathered by
Yep.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
The man
We were
himself.
acquainted yesterday, if you remember. That's you.
Sherlock Holmes again?
According to this itinerary, after leaving the port of Dunkirk at exactly 10 p.m. and for a period of 20 minutes, all crewmen of the SS Grouse were to gather on deck for an evacuation drill. All crewmen were away from their posts,
Yep.
and during that 20-minute interval, of course, any gunshots emanating from your cabin would have been heard by no one.
Oof.
In summary, Judge Jigoku, you have an ample opportunity to commit the crime.
Objection.
You would.
A 20-minute window of opportunity. That's an excellent find for Inosuke, but it amounts to nothing. Why? Because the witness clearly stated in his testimony that no incident occurred in his cabin,
Of course he would.
unless you have some decisive evidence that can show his testimony to be false. Your accusation is nothing more than conjecture. Very true. Well, counsel. Inspector Gregson was killed in Judge Jigoku's cabin that night. I'm certain of it. Because the defense has the evidence to prove it. You'll present the evidence to the defense at once,
For the
counsel.
defense.
For the defense. Fuck. What proof do you have that the victim's life was taken in Jigoku's cabin on the 31st? Let me just make sure. I'm going to examine this first
Yeah.
before I throw it out there because sometimes they need us to do that.
Uh-huh.
You see these little things all over the place, don't you? Is this part of the top pocket watch that you twist to set the time, isn't it?
It's called the crown, I believe. The watch would be quite useless without one.
Crown? If it sits on top of a monarch's head? That's a very grand name for such a tiny part. But actually,
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo?
this is a crown. I have a feeling I might have seen a monarch around here somewhere with a very bare head.
By monarch you mean pocket watch, and I'm quite sure you have.
I didn't update it. And then just in case,
Look at the pocket watch.
I'm
yeah.
going to look at the top and see if it's going to be
Yeah.
like, look at it, and then you can plop it on there.
The dots.
What do you think, Miss Susudo?
I feel sure I know exactly what will fit here.
But really? I was just thinking precisely the same thing.
We're about to see that the little round component is actually part of Inspector Gregson's broken pocket watch.
But really? I was just thinking precisely that too.
Yep.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Perfect fit.
Like a glove.
A perfect fit! Look!
I knew it! Alright, perhaps you knew it.
I'll make a note of this new information at once.
Perfect. And now we present that.
Yeah.
Thank God I had the intelligence to do that, because I remember doing that with the key. So I was like, I'm not gonna mess this up again.
Take that!
Judge Jigoku, this was found in your cabin yesterday. What is that? The crown of a pocket watch?
A pocket watch?
And if you'll observe, the victim's pocket watch, which we know he treasured, is missing precisely that part. It can't be. Moreover, this crown is a perfect fit on the spindle protruding from the victim's watch.
Yep.
Now, the fact that this was retrieved from Judge Jigoku's cabin tells us that the victim's watch almost certainly broke there.
Grr.
In other words, the victim was killed on the 31st during the 20-minute evacuation drill. In the cabin occupied by you, Judge Jigoku.
Ooh, that's a face.
Well, you're razor sharp, aren't you, you young murderer?
Well, thanks for that one, you old murderer. Expertly maneuvered, Ryunosuke.
Why are you smirking?
And your argument sounds entirely plausible. At first.
Huh?
But rather like this pocket watch, it's full of cracks.
Bitch!
What? And I believe Judge Jigoku feels the same way.
I was wrong to acquit you earlier in the year.
Oh my god. Sorry?
If I'd known that it would result in anyone having to listen to this drivel, I would have declared you guilty just to spare the world of your ridiculous bombast.
Fucker.
Damn!
I think it's clear that the witness will have to give further testimony.
When you hear what actually happened in my cabin that night, you'll notice the pitfall into which you stumbled.
I guess you're gonna say that Gregson attempted to murder you. Okay. My thought process, for a second, we have two groups here.
Uh-huh.
We have the British-Japanese assassin exchange of Asogi and Giselle Brett, but I bet they were sent over because give me a second to figure this out. Because Toby and Wilson were probably both part of the Reaper.
Yeah.
And knowing that Jigoku was on part of the hit list, he was like, I have to kill them before they kill me. Because Tobias was after Jigoku. And ironically, Jigoku was after Tobias. So essentially it can be two assassination groups going at each other. He's going to say hero self-defense because he was being attacked by Toby. Hand-to-hand combat, like karate chopping shit.
It's hard to take this seriously when you're like, he was being attacked by Toby.
No.
Toby.
Prior to her new testimony, I would like to clarify one point. The fact that this part of the victim's watch was discovered in your cabin means that you acknowledge he was there, I presume.
Yes, I do.
Very well then. You may proceed to give your formal testimony about what exactly happened in your cabin aboard the ship on the evening of the 31st of October.
Of course, as a man of the law, I have no intention of obstructing justice.
That's rich. Oh god, my throat hurts so bad.
I'm sorry.
Like, each line I do now at this point, I am almost coughing.
We'll see if we can one-shot his testimony here.
Hold on, let me get
Whoops.
some water.
Alright, that's fine. I will get some water too after you get your water. I'll
Because
go ahead and...
the judge voice, I'm not used to doing for full-on conversations with.
And it's been a while since he's come
Yeah.
out. So, yeah, it's been a little rough, I can presume. But, now, we have
Ooh.
the fun.
Yeah, the pain. Here we go, the pain.
I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. When I walked through the door, a mustachioed Englishman was there, foolishly waving a gun at me. I soon took care of him with an Ippon Seoi throw, though. He couldn't wait to run away after that. I imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with his murder. Inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain, but his body was found in London.
Pain.
Ipansoi? What?
A common jujitsu martial arts technique in my country. Was careful not to use too much force, but the man obviously landed too heavily for his watch to take.
Sereno Skinarhodo? I imagine you can see the flaw in your logic now, can't you? What? The fact that the pocket watch was broken in the witness's cabin in no way proves that the victim's murder took place there.
Oh, ow, that was... Did that seem more violent to you?
No, I think it was as violent as usual.
Because it just felt more violent.
Yeah.
No doubt the inspector intended to kill me, but he didn't manage to pull the trigger.
Oh, I think he did.
But we don't have the evidence for that, unfortunately.
I know.
Yes, because it was merely the tactician, not the Reaper's hand of death.
There's no... I mean, we couldn't just,
But that gunshot was actually on Gregson.
Yeah.
Well, the testimony appears to make perfect sense as far as I can tell. Of course,
Of course it does.
Let me express my deep gratitude for your understanding, my lord.
But if this testimony holds, Judge Jigoku will be deemed to have had no involvement in this case. Well, counsel, I really see no reason for wasting precious court time here on a cross-examination.
Of course you don't. Ow.
Ow!
There's a lot of slaps going on today.
Sorry, my lord, the defense has a right to cross-examine, and I don't intend to squander that.
Damn.
You're an embarrassment to your countrymen, not knowing when you're beaten.
Asshole.
For
In
real.
that case, proceed, Mr. Naruhodo.
God.
Back to cross-examination.
The events in the cabin.
I guess we can return to my cabin after first. That'd be Gregson. That would be Gregson. Foolishly waving a gun at me. With that, couldn't run away after that. Imagine a watch broken out through him over my shoulder. Had nothing to do with his murder. Sounds fishy. Frederick was clearly killed and returned to Britain because his body was found in London. The problem is that we don't have half the stuff that they got from the room, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We literally have the evacuation drill, the small component, and telegram band, all of which that we've used already.
Yes.
Huh. Well, I guess we're gonna figure this out next time.
Oh boy.
We just have to press these until something new comes out of his testimony, probably.
There's still the whole matter of that little chipped off tip end of Karuma being in Gregson's trunk.
Yeah, I mean, something happened between essentially all three of them, you can assume, but what exactly? Only time will tell at this point. Oh boy.
Only testimony will tell.